Welcome to the Team Lawson channel. I'm Theresa.
I'm Mike.
And we're millennials and we're making it. On our channel, we discuss all things that meet within the intersection of millennials, marriage, and special needs parenting.
We also want to create a community that's both inclusive and encouraging.
So you can find us on YouTube and Facebook as Team Lawson or on Instagram as Team Lawson225.
And if you like any of our content, make sure you share with your friends and your family. Also, go subscribe to the Team Lawson channel and hit that notification bell.
Yep. And thank you so much to the people who have subscribed and shared our videos in the past few weeks. We really appreciate it. And to the people who've been flocking to Instagram, not flocking, but it was like for whatever reason, there were like a ton all in a row. We'll have to go back and look and see what we did to make y'all like it so much. So today we're going to be talking about, how to pay off debt. Oh, goodness. That's a topic for us.
How to get the bill collectors to stop calling your house.
Oh, yes, indeed. So should we tell a little bit of our debt story kind of quickly?
Yes.
So when we got married, how much debt did you have?
0.
And how much did I have?
A bunch.
Yeah. I really didn't have that much. I had like $12,000.
You had student loans.
$12,000 of student loan debt. And then once we...
more than that.
Was it $9,000?
You had two student loans up.
No, I just had the one that's consolidated. No, the other one was a line of credit that I paid off, but we built it back up when we were married.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just had the student loans. And then when we got married, what happened? We bought a car.
Got a credit card.
That was... Yeah, but we didn't get a credit card. I had that credit card since I was 18.
No. We both had credit cards.
You had credit cards?
Yes. We were on the same account, but we just had our own cards.
Yeah, but I've had that credit. What I'm saying is I've had that credit card since I was 18. I just didn't have the card. I have run up that credit card because this has a lower limit. I keep a lower limit intentionally, so it's something I could always pay off. And it's still... Do we still have that one?
No, we cut them cards up.
Yeah, but we still have the account. It doesn't matter if you still cut the cards up. Eventually, they're going to call, because we don't use it. Eventually, they're going to call us and tell us they're going to close the account. But I keep it open because it's my longest running account history. I think I've had it for like 17 years at this point. And so it helps your credit. But anyway, and so we had a credit card. And to me... If you can't pay it off in a pay period, then you have too much money on your credit card. Like, I'm not averse to you having a credit card being able to pay it off. But we had a credit card and we were paying minimum payment, which was $25, and the interest rate is super, super low, which is another reason why I don't get rid of the card, because nobody has an interest rate as low as that. Like, I think it's like 9%. It's lower than, it's like 9%. It's pretty low. Well, we got a car.
Yeah.
And then...
Because a tree fell on yours and mine died.
Yeah, because his car died, and the next week a tree fell on mine, and then we had no car. And so we had to go get a car. And then that brought our debt total up to...
I don't know what it was up to, but it
I don't know. With that, the credit card and the line of credit that we started using again, because I have all these... credit options that I don't use. Like, I use them. I literally would get credit options to use, pay off, and then just to have credit. Just to have that credit on my credit report. And every now and then I would buy something on it and pay it off. Like, because I didn't really keep debt. The only debt I really kept was my student loan debt. But, so Michael was laid off and had to get like some part-time job. I was at home with Macy, and like when we had to make the financial decision of, if you went back to work, would this actually be helpful? Because then Macy would have to go to childcare. Michael wasn't just going to stay home with Macy. He felt like he needed to have a job. And if I went to work with Macy in childcare, would it make sense? And so we decided it'd be more beneficial for him to keep looking for a job. And he was working, did some part-time stuff. And for me to stay home with Macy instead of going back to work. And then having to put her in childcare, which in hindsight was probably the best decision for her, developmentally wise. And so we had the line of credit, the credit card, the car note, and my student loan. which at the time we started paying off, we got in a position where we could start paying it off, was around $33,000. And so that was our height in debt. So here's the thing, though. $33,000 is not a lot of debt. And he's like, oh my gosh, are you serious? It really is not a lot of debt. There are some people who have $33,000 in credit card debt alone.
That's respectable, but $33,000, that's a lot of money. Do any of y'all got $33,000?
Michael.
Y'all let me know.
I appreciate that, but
I'm joking.
I'm just saying it's not a lot. There are going to be people watching this who are in debt who hear us say we had $33,000 debt and they scoff because they're just like, "Are you serious? That ain't nothing." I have $33,000 in stuff on my credit report that I need to pay. But
I guess it's something to me because I hadn't been in that situation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
His money story is that it's bad.
I mean, to me, it is. Like me, I feel like pay it right then and there if you got it. You know,
right, and if you ain't got it, don't worry about it.
And don't put yourself in a situation.
Right.
You know, but that's me.
Fast forward to now where we literally have a credit card that we use to get points and we pay off every other pay period. Like we never let it build interest. So like that is the evolution of our money story. But I didn't think we'd ever be there. I was sliding more towards debt is bad. But so when we started trying to pay off our debt, we were $33,000 in debt, and this is what we did to pay off our debt. The first thing we did was to know what kind of debt you have, right? Know how much that you have, first of all, because a lot of people don't look at the number because it scares them. So know how much you have, know what the payments are, when they're due, know the interest rate,
know who you're paying it to,
and know the penalties for not paying it, right? So you need to know what's the late fees for your credit card or your line of credit, or you need to know like what kind of deferment plans your car note and your mortgage may have. Like know the ins and out of your debt. Okay, because you have to move strategically when you're paying off debt, and you can't do that without the knowledge of what kind of debt you have, right?
Correct. Or you're going to find yourself with a collections letter coming in the mail.
Right. We've had a collections letter. What was the one before for?
We ain't going to talk about it.
Phones. That's what I'm
Sure did. Yep,
we had collections on our phone.
Yep.
And the reason, then there was a reason we let that go to collections too. It was strategic. It wasn't just, well, we're not going to pay it. It was more beneficial for us to pay off other stuff for us. So we'll go back to that.
We'll go back to that.
Will you do this one?
All right. Set short-term achievable goals. We use the snowball effect. Right. So meaning.
First of all, there are other things you can do other than the snowball, and that doesn't mean that they are wrong. This is what we did.
So basically, you pay off the smallest thing that you have first. Mm-hmm. Okay, and once that's paid off, you take that extra money that you have, and
by extra money, we mean the money that you were using to pay off the smallest one,
and start applying it to the bigger bills.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
so. When we first started, all we could pay was the $25 payment for the credit card. That was literally all we could pay. Whenever we got a little extra money, we threw it to. I think when we got our income tax, we paid off that credit card. I think is what we ended up doing. And so we took that $25 that we were paying on that credit card and started with the line of credit. We did that next, I think. And so the line of credit bill was, I can't remember what it was, but we added those together. It was $25 plus whatever the line of credit bill was. And that helps you pay it off faster. Right? And then that doesn't mean that's all you can put on it. Anytime we got a little extra money, we made the agreement that we were going to put it towards the debt during this time period.
You know what I'm missing too?
What?
We took out a loan for me to go to truck driving school.
Yeah, that was the other loan. That's why I got the third. Because in my head, it wasn't added to $30,000. It was a $5,000 loan?
Three.
$30,000 loan for him to go to truck driving school.
We took out, I think, 5. Because I used 3 to pay for school, and then we used 2
to move.
No,
what?
We used 2. We left 2 in the account so they can pull it out.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was actually pretty smart. Yeah.
I brought, and I'm not trying to flaunt my stuff, take no credit, but somebody gave me that idea.
Yeah.
and I just put it to use.
Yeah, so we didn't have to worry about paying the bill. We had money in an account for them to pay the bill.
Yeah.
And then when the money ran out, we had to pay what was left on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really good idea, hon. Not saying, yeah, it was a good idea. The next thing we did was we created a budget and tightened it up. We had a budget. We fine-tuned it and we tightened it up. So anything that we did not need at that time, I think we had cable, turned it off, and let it go to collections. We turned off our phones.
Did,
and we owed money on our phones, which is something that we will never do again. We always buy our phones cash now because owing money for a cell phone, I think it's a silly expense.
It is.
For us. So we let that go to collections. And total, I think the total of the calcs and the phone was like $500. So it wasn't like there was a ton going to collections, and the only penalty for it going to collections was we had bad credit, but we already had bad credit, which is why, like I said, you have to move strategically. We did not have the money to pay it, and there wasn't a real penalty for us with already bad credit for it going to collections.
So, in other words, if you got to cut some stuff off or sacrifice some stuff to get, you got to rob Peter to pay Paul, do it.
And sometimes we did rob Peter to pay Paul. Okay.
Man, we robbed Peter, Bartholomew, and the rest of them.
Babe, next one.
Be your partner's accountability partner.
No, you skip one.
Oh, my bad. Plan for special occasions like birthdays, anniversaries, and holidays.
Okay, so we started off, I wanted to strictly follow Dave Ramsey's method. Strictly, so we could be out of debt in 2.2 seconds flat. But getting out of debt is a process, and you don't want to be miserable for years. So, like, we had to come to an agreement. Mike was like, nah, I can't do that, friend, because on my birthday, I want a present.
We had some intense fellowships.
Because I didn't see any value in any type of, I'm all or nothing. I'm real black and white. I saw no value in anything if we were in debt because debt was making our lives miserable. But in reality is our kid deserves a birthday party, even if it is cake and ice cream at the house when grandma comes over.
And then how I looked at it too. And my wife might disagree. I don't know. But I feel like I'm the type who didn't ask for a lot. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't. He really does not. And I was being unreasonable.
So
I'll say that. I will say this. I was being quite unreasonable. Like, why did you stop and get Cane's? Unreasonable. Cane's is $10. Like, but that could have paid off this, and we could have been off 2.2 seconds fast. Like, it was ridiculous. So plan to have fun, and put it in the budget. Put it in the budget, like set some constraints around it so you're not just, because me, I'm a spender. And so if I don't cut it all the way off, it's all the way on, which is why Amazon comes to our house a couple times a week. So, sorry, hon. So putting it in the budget, like, gives him a heads up as to what he can, our step number 5, hold me accountable for. So you want to make sure that you are your partner's accountability partner for following the plan, right? So he would bring up to my attention when I had promised to do something for his birthday, and he would bring up to my attention when, like, I was spending too much on things that did need to be spent on, and we would help each other follow that budget, and it also helps you see how far you're getting,
Number 6, keep the larger goal in mind: financial security and home ownership.
Yes, and that was our larger goal. That might not be your larger goal. Your larger goal might be to quit your job, retire before you're 35, right? Your larger goal might be to be able to move to be closer to your family. Financial security is really big for us because we have a child with special needs. And so there needs to be a little extra cushion in our budget at all times because stuff constantly comes up. We never want to be in a position where if he loses his job and no longer has health insurance, she can't still get her therapy because we have to then come out of pocket, or she can't go see the neurologist or a psychiatrist if she needs to, if she hasn't had to, or what other doctor isn't covered by Medicaid? The neurologist, her pediatrician. He don't take Medicaid either, and we like him. And to keep coming to him, we need to be able to either have insurance or be able to pay out of pocket. So, yeah.
Especially with that kid. You remember she stuck a pin in her ear?
Yeah, and it wasn't a pen; it was a bobby pin.
Bobby pin. Yeah,
She
that's
stuck
what
it
I
in
was
her
saying.
ear, busted her eardrum, and so like $100. The drops were $230. The drops for her ear were $230 because she stuck a hairpin in her ear, and we would have paid every bit of it because the way that baby hollered, oh, it broke our heart. But yeah, like stuff like that comes up all the time when we need to go to the store and get paint so we can repaint our bathroom because our child has taken permanent markers and written all over the wall. Or when, like, for us, childcare is driving our kid 4 hours to her grandmother's house to stay for a week and then going back to pick her up. Like, that's not free.
Nope.
Even though grandmother keeps her, we have to buy groceries for her while she's there so she can eat because she's a picky eater. We have to get her there and get her back. You know what I mean? And then send presents because, yes, I sent Mama and Johnny presents for keeping her. Yeah, send presents after the child leaves so she can come back next year. Stuff like that. And the last one for us was we had a financial plan for after we were out of debt. I think the biggest thing that you want to bar against is going back into debt after you spent all this time and effort getting out of debt. So you want a financial plan. What is your budget going to look like? But also, like, not just financial, a budget I think is a right now plan, but you need like a perspective plan. Like, what are we saving for? What are our goals to use our money for? What?
Keep going.
What's that?
I'm just going. I'm giving them numbers.
Oh, numbers for what? What was I counting?
You said,
what are we
budget,
saving
What your
for?
budget look like? What are you saving for?
Oh, yeah. What does our budget look like? What are you saving for? What is our goal, like our perspectives for the future of our life? And that's long-term goal planning, but including money in it. Sometimes we do vision boards and we set goals for the year or do resolutions and never talk about money as if money does not fund our entire life and existence.
I recommend a vision board for every family. It helps. And have 4 categories on your vision board.
Oh, yeah. What are our 4 categories?
I think one is where do we want to be in 5 years?
No. Spiritual, financial, emotional, and physical. Spiritual, financial, emotional, and physical.
So it don't even have to always be finances. It could be different things.
Yeah. And so we set goals for all of that every single year. And you go back to them throughout the year and kind of look at it, One of our biggest emotional goals is to be supportive of our friends and family. Yeah. We also want to have $10,000 saved in the bank account. Good grief. So, if you want to help us save $10,000, don't forget to subscribe to this video.
Or
subscribe to our channel. Like this video.
Or you can cash app us if you want to just bless us. I'm at Actors Life 225.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just put it out. Hey, you got to put it out there.
Okay, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, people really be cash apping him money. Like, he gets money from like people that he follows on YouTube and Facebook all the time.
I appreciate. Shout out to them people. Shout out. But like I said, the Bible says you have not because you ask not. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my cash app is Lady Lawson 225. Is that my cash app? Y'all can
you want to go get my phone?
No, it's Lady Lawson 225. Y'all can send me money too, I guess. That's weird. And same thing at Venmo. Yeah, I think that's it. If you want to send us video ideas because remember next month we want to dedicate we have ideas for videos, but we want to dedicate the next month to things that you want to see. So you can call us at 504-252-0531. That's 504-252-0531. That's our Google number. You can leave a message and tell us what you want to see, or you can email us at teamlawson@gmail. Team Lawson 225 at gmail.com.
Also, we want to say we appreciate those who are already subscribed on our YouTube. Thank you. Make sure you share with your family and your friends or someone who may need to hear this. Also, thank you for following us on our Instagram and our Facebook platform.
We really
truly appreciate it. Also, share that with somebody also. Share that with somebody also.
You said also like 6 times.
Make it 7. Completion. Share that with somebody also.
We'll see you in the next video.
God bless you.